I'm Joe Weider. I am known as trainer of the champion since 1936. In this video, I've had one of my champions tell you exactly how to build your body. They're telling you exactly the methods and the techniques that they use to build their body, because I want you to learn from them and put methods of the champions to work for you, because I want you to succeed. Listen to them, study this tape, apply the methods, and stick to it and be consistent. You will succeed. Go for it.
Hi, I'm Bill Dobbins from Muscle and Fitness magazine. There's a kind of physique in bodybuilding known as Herculean. Not just big and muscular, but impressively thick and powerful. Mike Mentzer was known for having this kind of body. Casey Viator. And of the bodybuilders competing today, there are a few truly deserving of being called Herculean. Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates, for one, and without a doubt, Germany's Achim Albrecht. If you like muscle, if what turns you on is beef, the massive Achim Albrecht is probably at the top of your list. But while Achim would be the first to admit that his size and thickness is a product to a great extent of his extraordinary mesomorphic genetics, his incredible development didn't happen by itself or overnight. Instead, it's the product of years of hard, consistent workouts and a reliance on heavy weights and basic training.
I think when you start with the training and when you want to build big arms, you have to keep with the basics. I think later, on a different level, then you have to see what certain parts of the muscle you have to improve. Then you can see your weak points, and then you can add isolation movements. But first, you should stay with the basics.
How did you get started in bodybuilding?
I started bodybuilding when I was 18. I always was interested in sport, so I did boxing for a while, I did rowing for a while, and then a gym opened in my hometown, so I started bodybuilding. And I trained for a while, then I stopped it again. We had no trainer there, and nobody really knew how to train. So the success wasn't what I expected. And around 7 years ago, I started bodybuilding serious, and I got my first contacts with bodybuilders who competed. And so I learned more about nutrition, I learned more about training. I had success in what I did, so I was more motivated. And 1985, I did my first contest, and then from year to year, I improved, and now I'm a pro and compete on the highest level. To become a champion, you have to love to train. Otherwise, it's just so difficult.
As bodybuilders develop, they tend to look to the top champions of the day as role models. Like most aspiring physique competitors, Achim found himself drawn for the most part to champions whose physical structure and body types most resembled his own. Who were the people you most wanted to be like?
I liked the physique of the more powerful bodybuilders, like the Mentzer brothers or Casey Viator, and of course Arnold, and more than the physiques of people like Frank Zane. Even I respected what they did with their body, but I think everybody looks more to physiques they are similar to their own. It's natural. So I'm more the bigger and more powerful bodybuilder, so I always looked more to this kind of physics.
Yes, I think it's very important to know what kind of body you have to develop a training routine that suits you.
That's right. I mean, it takes a long time to find out what is the best for your body, and you start with a basic, simple trainings program, and then after a while you switch to another program and you try new things, and so after a while you will get the trainings program what really works for you.
Size is relative in bodybuilding. For example, there have been more Mr. Olympia winners under 200 pounds Larry Scott, Franco Columbo, Frank Zane, Chris Dickerson, and Samir Banoud. Then over 200 pounds, Sergio Oliva, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Lee Haney, and Dorian Yates. Although the bigger men have won the title more times. So Achim cautions against training primarily to get big. In his own case, he trains hard and gets huge because that's the nature of his body type and his own individual genetics. I think many people don't realize how big you really are. You're bigger than you look. Off season, I've seen you weigh what, 270 pounds?
My off-season weight is 280, 285 pounds.
And of course, at that weight, you're not fat.
No, I still do my guest posings with this, and of course I'm holding water, yeah, but you still can see my abs. I'm in a good shape for this weight.
Being extremely big and muscular can at times be a disadvantage in bodybuilding. For example, Achim's chest and shoulders are so huge that he finds they easily tend to overshadow his arm development. Not that his arms are small, they aren't. But to keep them in proportion to the rest of his upper body, Achim uses the Weider priority principle and gives them extra special attention in his overall workout program.
My arm is very big, but my chest and my shoulders are also big, so I need to keep my arms in proportions. I'm on a 4-day on, 1 day off training cycle, and I train twice a day. On day 1 in the morning, I train shoulders. In the evening, I train chest. On the day 2, I train back in the morning, hamstrings and lower back at night. On day 3, I train quads in the morning, calves and abs at night. And on the last day, day 4, I train triceps in the morning and biceps in the evening. Then I have a day off, and then I repeat the whole cycle again. I like to do aerobics in the off season, maybe once every day, maybe for 30 minutes. And then I increase my aerobic activities before a contest to maybe 90 minutes to 2 hours a day. I like to ride the bike for my aerobics. I don't like that much the Stairmaster or the rowing machine, because I think it puts too much stress on my other body parts, and I don't recover enough from my weight training. Unlike many other bodybuilders, I train calves and abs only 1 time in my 4-day on cycle, like any other body part. You have to train hard to get big, but you also have to train correctly.
You like to train your biceps and your triceps together in one training session, is that right?
Yes, because I can concentrate more on my arms, because they are not one of my strongest body parts. So I can put all my energy in my arm training. That's the reason why I take a whole day only for my arm training, that I really can concentrate and really can isolate my arms and can train them really hard.
The triceps is a 3-headed muscle situated at the rear of the upper arm that arises at the shoulder and inserts into the forearm below the elbow. Its primary function is to straighten the arm and pronate the hand and wrist.
When I feel a good burn in my triceps, I know I get results. In the morning, I start with triceps training. My first exercise is pushdowns, 4 sets, and my reps are between 8 to 15, medium to heavy weight. I try to isolate my triceps and I try to concentrate on my movements. I increase with every set my weight, so I start with a lighter weight and with more reps, and then from set to set I increase the weight and lower the reps. But I never go only for the weight, so I try to train strict and controlled. For the triceps pushdown, I like to use the V-shaped short bar because I can take a lot of stress off my wrist. And I think that I get a better feeling in my triceps, that I can get a better contraction. Also, I think it's very important to lean the upper body a little bit forward to get a full contraction in the triceps, because it's not possible to get a full contraction if you keep your upper body very straight, because then you touch your legs with the bar and you can't get a full contraction.
For most bodybuilders, triceps pushdowns are used for shaping and detail training. But Achim uses them for a different purpose.
With the short bar, I think you can use this exercise very good as a mass exercise too, because you can use a lot of weight and you can put a lot of stress on your triceps. Then on the other side, if you do the triceps pushdown with a rope, you can use it as a very good isolation exercise, because you can bring the arms outside and you can hit the outer part of the triceps very intense. Nothing builds mass than lifting through weights. My second exercise is the close grip bench press. It's a mass builder. I do again 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. I watch that my elbows are close to my body.
Bench presses work both the pectoral muscles and the triceps. Now you do close grip presses to isolate the triceps. What technique do you use in order to hit just the triceps?
If I take a closer grip, I can isolate my triceps more. And if I would take a wider grip, I would train also my chest and my shoulders.
The pectoral muscle pulls the shoulder across the body, but when your hands are close together, the chest doesn't work. The arms have to do the work.
Yeah. The difference between close grip bench presses and regular bench press is that if I keep my elbows as far as possible outside, I hit more stress on my chest and my shoulders than if I keep the elbows as close as possible to my upper body, so I put as much stress as possible on my triceps. Be very strict with dumbbell extensions. Don't move your elbow. My third and last exercise for my triceps is the dumbbell extensions. It's more a shaping exercise, and I do again 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps, and it's very important that I lower the weight as far as I can and that I do a control movement.
The triceps exercises where you lift your elbow up over your head as you do with dumbbell extensions, those work the long head?
The long head.
French presses do that, and other exercises also do that. Why do you like the dumbbell extensions to get that area of development?
Because with this exercise I really can isolate my triceps, the long head of my triceps, and also it's a good stretch movement.
Well, what about a French press or something like that?
French press is more a mass builder. I can use heavier weight, and dumbbell extension is more isolation movement. So I did already my mass movement with close grip bench press, so the last exercise is more a shaping and isolation movement. The technique I use for the one-arm dumbbell extensions is that I keep my upper arm as close as possible to my head and try to go over the full range of movement to get a full extension and to get a full contraction. I think it's a very good isolation exercise for the outer head of my triceps.
The kind of exercise that works best for each individual depends on many factors, including such things as body size, weight, and proportions. For example, many bodybuilders like to use dips for triceps or chest training, but Achim does not.
A lot of people like to use dips as a tricep exercise. I don't like to do it because I think it puts a lot of stress on my shoulders, my chest, and my elbows.
Obviously, when you work chest, you're also working triceps. Do you think to yourself as that as part of your arm workout as well as your chest workout?
No, always when I train a body part, I try to concentrate and to isolate this muscle.
So you're thinking chest when you're training, and even though the triceps are involved, you're not thinking triceps.
That's right.
And then when you get around to training triceps, that's what you're thinking of and nothing else.
That's right.
The biceps is a two-headed muscle located at the front of the upper arm that arises at the shoulder and attaches to the forearm below the elbow. Its primary function is to curl the arm, as well as to supinate the wrist and hand, and to some extent, lift the arm.
Bicep is a muscle with two heads, bicep. Tricep is a muscle with three heads, triceps. Don't forget, when it comes to building mass, stick to the basics. In the evening I come back for my second training, and I start with my first biceps exercise, the barbell curl. It's a main mass builder. Again, 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps, and I try not to cheat too much, even with the mass builder, to train strict and controlled. I think it's absolutely okay with this exercise to cheat a little bit, but you also should still try to keep the movement as strict as possible and to control the weight, and not that the weight controls you. I always start with a lighter weight and then increase my weight from set to set and lower my reps. I have to warm up my muscles first before I can train them really hard and intense. The technique I use for barbell curls is to go over the full range of movement. It means to go from the point of the full extensions to the point of the full contraction. Also, I think it's a very good exercise for the biceps to build mass, because I can use a lot of weight. The barbell curl is a better exercise to build mass for the biceps than dumbbell curls, because I can use more weight. I don't have to worry about balance or to wrist my hands. I can concentrate on the weight, and I can concentrate on my biceps. When it comes to isolate the biceps, the best exercise is preacher curls. Then I go over to my second biceps exercise, the preacher curl. This exercise works mainly the lower part of my biceps. I do again 4 sets, 8 to 15 reps. I increase my weight with every set and lower my reps. I try to do a full movement always, so I stretch my biceps and I contract my biceps as much as possible. Dumbbell preacher curl is a very good isolation exercise for the biceps, because nothing else than the biceps is working. Because I put my arm down to the bench, I can't use that much weight like with barbell curls, so I use light to moderate weight for this exercise. I know what I'm talking about, because last year I hurt my biceps very bad with too heavy preacher curls, and I got a partial rip, and so I changed my training system. I train still as heavy as possible, but also I train as strict as possible. If you do the work, you get the mass. So my third and last exercise would be either the alternate dumbbell curl or the dumbbell concentration curl. like to do more the concentration curl to bring out my peak. Some days I feel like more to concentrate on the peak of my biceps, and some days I feel like more to do the alternate dumbbell curl, where I can use heavier weights and can train the whole biceps. Again, I do 4 sets and 8 to 15 reps, and increase the weight from set to set and lower the reps. I like to use the alternate dumbbell curl because I can put a different kind of stress on my biceps, because I turn the wrist while I'm curling the dumbbell.
If you were describing a routine for beginners for triceps, would it be a routine like the one you're doing now, or would it be very different?
No, it would be like this. The first 2 exercises, I would say press downs, and as the second exercise, close grip bench press. And I would say 2 up to 3 sets and 8 to 10 repetitions.
As you get further advanced in bodybuilding, beginner to intermediate to pro, your workouts really don't change that much.
No, I don't think the exercises have to change. I think it's the intensity. If you train for a while, you can train harder. You have to learn to train intense, so you need time to find out how to train really intense.
I don't think most people realize how much skill is involved in really learning how to work the muscle with a weight.
Yes, it's not only to lift heavy weights, yeah? It's to feel the muscle and to concentrate on this muscle, and to do the movement really controlled and strict.
As Joe Weider says, you're not lifting a weight, you're training the muscle.
That's right, yeah.
What would you tell young bodybuilders just starting out about how to train to avoid injury?
I think the safest way to train is to warm up correctly, and to start with a light weight, and really be careful to take too much weight. I think that's the main mistake people make, to look more for the weight than to train the muscle. You can make the weight harder, to concentrate more on the muscles, and to isolate the muscles more. I think it's very easy to overtrain the arms, because with all the biceps and because with all the back and chest exercises and shoulders exercise, you put a lot of stress on the arms. So if it comes to train the arms, you should be very careful not to overtrain them. I think beginners make a mistake to pay too much attention to their arms and to forget the rest of the body. The arms are very important, but they are only one body part of many, and you should see that you train the whole body in a complete way.
Achim trains on a 4-day on, 1-day off cycle. That is, he trains 4 days in a row, takes a rest day, and then continues on. He prefers doing double split workouts, training once in the morning and coming back for another workout in the late afternoon or evening. On day 1, Achim trains delts in the morning and chest in the evening. On day 2, his first workout is back. His second, hamstrings and lower back. Day 3 is quadriceps in the morning, and then calves and abs in his second training session. On day 4, he works only arms, triceps in the morning, biceps in the evening. Achim does about 30 minutes of aerobic training a day during the off-season, usually on a stationary bike. Pre-contest, he increases his aerobics to as much as an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, usually in 2 different sessions. Achim's first triceps exercise is triceps pushdowns. Many bodybuilders use this as an isolation exercise, but for Achim, it's a mass builder. He does 4 sets, 8 to 15 repetitions each, increasing weight and decreasing reps each set. Achim does close grip presses using a barbell rather than a machine because he feels this exercise more intensely. He does 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps, increasing weight and decreasing reps each set. His final triceps exercise is dumbbell extensions, which works the long head of the triceps. 4 sets, 8 to 15 repetitions, increasing weight and decreasing reps each set. Achim's primary mass building exercise for biceps is barbell curls, which he does heavy but using strict control. 4 sets, 8 to 15 repetitions, increasing weight and decreasing reps each set. Preacher curls are an excellent isolation exercise for biceps, but have to be done using strict technique to avoid injury. 4 sets, 8 to 15 repetitions, increasing weight and decreasing reps each set.